This is Doc Martin. I'm here with Dr. Pat on the
Yahoo!
Healing Hour. Woohoo! This is going to be a good show because it's going to sound wonderful, but we are not people, we do not do as much as we should. This is about how to really, really give to yourself. And that's not something we do easily. In fact, we often neglect ourselves, but we'll talk about the energetics of why we have to turn that around. Pat, 2020, 2021, they took a lot out of us. And we're about to hit the solstice and we're about to step into 2022. And we need to shift the energetics internally, personally, individually. What do you think?
I'm totally right there with you. And one of the things I want to just comment on before we get rolling, because once we get rolling on this topic, there's no stopping us. I want to just say to everybody, this is a live call-in show. When we start talking about this today, the gift that keeps on giving, the gift to yourself, when we're talking about this today, I want you all to think that we're also talking about you and we're talking with you. And one of the most important things was when I first asked Doc Martin, Dr. Sharon Martin here, the host of this fabulous show, The Healing Hour, to build me, my language, to create a healing bundle. A bundle that I wanted to give to Susan, right? A bundle that I wanted to give to people. And when she put those together, and I'm getting ready to ask her for more, and when she put those together, what happened is the energetics of it are the gift that keep giving. The people that I gifted them to, the people that I'm talking about, talk about this. They can feel the heart that went into Sharon. So today, are you ready to move some energy? Are you ready to move the mountain of depletion to the skyline of possibilities? Doc Martin?
I love how you say that. So I want to just reflect a little on that. And thank you for that about the bundles. Two thoughts about things like the bundles. When and anyone as an individual really pulls down the energy of their essence, aided by the energy of the earth, downloaded with spirit, that energy field is set on an inanimate object, on a place in nature, on a thought, and it carries power vibration. What we have become depleted, I believe, in the last 2 years, we're undergoing a lot of transformation. Everybody talks about it. Many of the hosts on TTR talk about it. There are shifts in the galaxy, shifts in the evolution of the earth, shifts in our culture, upheavals all around. And it's so tumultuous, it's hard to keep a grip. And keeping a grip drains us of energy. I mean, we're all depleted. So I want to tell a little story and aside, but I think it's going to be a good example.
Please.
I was a little bit nervous. My sister and I go to Mexico once a year. We're not the Mayan Riviera types. We're in inner country. I just enjoy the people. And we didn't get to last year because of the pandemic. And we were a little bit nervous to go this year, truthfully. I was a little bit scared. But I went, and we're going to talk about gifts to yourself. I said, listen, I haven't had a vacation in over 2 years. I am going to buy myself a first class ticket from Washington, D.C. to Houston. So I got extra leg room. I got United Polaris, like a sky pod thing around me. And when I got there, so first of all, that felt wonderful. But when I got there, I noticed that the whole culture of where we were, nobody talks politics. Nobody's in each other's faces. Nobody's wound up. There's no violent energy of any kind. And that was such a relief, because I thought, we all struggle to find the goodness, to find our heart space, when all we see is the fracturing and the antagonism and the you do this, no, I don't, kind of in your face. So back to bring it around, back to a thing like a bundle, when you give of your heart space, you really heal the energy field around you, and you bring a calm and you bring a peace. And don't we need that right now?
Yeah. It is so important. It is so important. You know me pretty well.
Mhm.
I many people don't even know my last name, and it's never mattered to me. One of these marketing people decided to point that out to me. And I said, well, 2022, that's when we're going to do me. We're going to, because I want to get out and tell the world about what we built and what we grew to. And we're having a conversation. And one of the things I realize is we're not doing anything if it's not in support of all of you and not in support of the audience. I don't really care how much of a marketing thingy it is, or, do this or do that. I'm not doing it. If it doesn't support the energy that you just brought today and that you bring, Doc Martin, to the people you work with, and it doesn't support to the amazing audience. And by the way, you all can call it and get a little healing going on today. 1-800-930-2819. If it's not going to support that, and if it's not going to support our crowdfunding initiative to launch AI for the soul, we're not going to do it. And if we're not sure, we're going to send you all an email, and we're going to send the listeners a note, and we're going to say, hey, vote on this. Do you think we should do this, or this? Why is that? It's so easy. Like you were talking about the ego. It's so easy to have the ego run your life, to tell you about the grass your neighbor has that you don't have, to talk about the many different things that you could have done when you were a child that you didn't do, a teenager, to talk about, and the ego talks to you. See, we have to get this energy reserves in a place so that people can work with you and you can help them step into the realm of possibilities. That's what's on the table for us now. I think that's just my 2 cents.
When 2 cents is worth $100, we are.
But how do you feel about that? I mean, you opened it up by talking about this in a beautiful way. But if we are not going to take care of ourselves, I had the option to upgrade a flight or not upgrade a flight. And if I'm going to agonize over $49, what the heck is underneath that for me? 2 brand new knees. Don't you think my knees deserve a little extra leg room, Benny?
I'm with you, Pat. Totally with you.
Sometimes, not everybody has $50 extra, but if you really stop and you're honest with yourself, you've wasted that. Every day, a little here, a little there. You've probably wasted $50 a week, easy. So,
God, have you been secretly hiding out in my living room? I just need to ask you. But we're talking about our inner power and what happens when it's strained, and what happens when we're doing things externally. Aren't we here to get some guidance today, especially from you, Doc Martin, about our energy field and how that energy field can turn into good health or bad health? I'm just going to be blunt, because I don't know. There are other healths, but I'm not sure what they are. I've either had good health or bad health, right? But that's what they turn into. And people have experienced that now for 2 years. They have experienced the crushing pressure that has affected their bodies. Let's take a short break. When we come back, are you all ready? Is this what you may want some help with today? Are you all ready to turn priorities around. Literally turn them around. Maybe you have to turn them upside down there, turn them on their head, right? Maybe if you're like me, you have to throw them up in the air, see where they learn, a couple of pickup sticks. Maybe you got to move them around. Doc Martin is really good at helping you get the pickup stick, the one that's actually not going to touch the other ones. Let's take
Don't let the pile crumble.
Don't let the pile.
All right.
Let's take a short break, but go to drsharonmartin.com, drsharonmartin.com. How does she know about this? Maybe one of you call in, ask her how her book is coming. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
All right.
All clear.
Guess what? You don't need to wait until the new year to set new goals for yourself. Hi, I'm Joan Marlowe, the host of Awareness to Action, and I'm taking this concept to a whole new level. I've developed a program to take your awareness to action in 90 days. Let me introduce you to your Day One. Day One can start any day you choose, so why not now? We will use powerful brainstorming, mastermind, visioning, and goal-setting techniques to open your awareness of what you really want in your life and take action with intention to get there. Choose to work with me one-on-one or in a small group. Let's connect, lift each other up, and hold each other accountable. I'm offering a free consult to design your program. Visit my site, peacefulhealing.com, to connect with me, and let's find out when your Day One will begin.
Are you ready to experience full body system wellness? Tune in to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright, a spiritual toolbox for your life. Embrace the fullness of who you are as a spiritual being, having a human experience. Pam Bright is a multi-dimensional healer, light language channel, intuitive and spiritual transformation. Join her for a rich conversation about how to unlock all your spiritual gifts. Mondays at 3 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio.
Do you have traits of ADD or ADHD? It can be hard to meet society's expectations of productivity when traditional approaches to time management and organization don't work for your unique brain. You need customized strategies. In the ADHD Self-Mastery Podcast with Bonnie Minku, you get concise, actionable solutions to help you modify your approach and achieve your goals. Learn more about Bonnie at thrivewithadd.com.
Hi, everyone. This is Courtney Cottrell, host of Unapologetically Favored on Transformation Talk Radio, here to give you some tips on how you can move your life forward if you're feeling stuck by using the GROW model. First, use the letter G to write down the goal that you ultimately want to achieve, whether it's working out 1 hour a day or working towards a promotion at work. Second, using the letter R, think realistically about the roadblock that is currently holding you back from accomplishing your goals. Third, use the letter O. Think about the options or opportunities that will help you in achieving your goal. What can you change in your daily routine that will help you move closer to achieving your goal? Fourth, use the letter W to discover your will and make a true commitment to achieving your goal by writing down a completion date. Once you've reached your goal, celebrate your accomplishment. You are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Never give up and keep being unapologetically you.
So how do you value your self-worth? Join Dr. Pat and Sabrina Wright as they introduce Sabrina's holistic approach to self-care and inner peace. Get empowered to make decisions for yourself. Change your view of your own value and learn the tools for investing in who you're designed to be. Live the good life every second Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific on the Dr. Pat Show featuring Sabrina Wright. To learn more, visit sabrinaiswright.com.
Ready to come in? All clear.
Is your life stressful and unfulfilling? Would you like to make changes, but you don't know how? Hi, I'm Dr. Pat. I'm the host of the Dr. Pat Show. I'd like to recommend The Necktie and the Jaguar by Carl Greer. This is a memoir with questions to help you change your story and live a life that's more pleasing to you. For more information or to purchase this fabulous book, please go to transformationtalkradio.com or go to carlgreer.com.
Are you ready to put down that drink or drug for good? Are you struggling to maintain your recovery from addictive behaviors? Do you need help with a family member or loved one who's in early recovery or battling addiction? Get the help and guidance you need by arranging a recovery recharged phone session with me, Ellen Stewart, Pushy Broad from the Bronx, certified life and recovery coach. Call 1-800-889-1757. Make an appointment today or go to my website, pushybroadfromthebronx.com, and click on the link that says Recovery Recharged. Don't wait. Get the help you need today. This is Ellen Stewart, Pushy Broad from the Bronx on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
We figured by the time we turned 50, we kind of had life figured out, but we were not prepared for the realities of midlife. Tune into And That's When I Realized, the truth and comedy of midlife, with me, Susan Dolce.
And me, Leon Dyer, every second and fourth Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. You're not alone in these challenges, and sometimes you just gotta laugh.
Find us at SusanDolce.com
and LeonDyer.com.
Want to ignite your best life full of joy, passion, and purpose? Then join me, Stephanie James, for The Spark, Wednesday nights, 6 o'clock Pacific Time, 9 o'clock Eastern, on TransformationTalkRadio.com, and learn how together we can illuminate the world. Learn more on stephaniejames.world. The best is yet to come.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack, and yes, our office is open, and we are doing strictly phone consultations. If you would like to call and get tuned up, it's perfect time with everything that's going on and things aren't calming down. Pick up the phone and give us a call. It's quick and easy, and it's fun. If you'd like more information on it, you can look at maryjanemack.com or call our office at 888-777-4232.
Y'all ready to come in? All right, stand by.
Hi, everybody. We're back. I'm Doc Martin. I'm here with Dr. Pat. And we're talking about something that most of us don't really allow ourselves, and that is to give to ourselves. Pat and I were talking. Oftentimes we don't feel like we deserve it. No, we better make sure we take care of something else, or better make sure we give to somebody else or do for somebody else. But we're being called in this next phase of our human evolution to really replete, restore, rejuvenate, rebuild our energy fields. And that's going to take us giving restoration to ourselves. So how are we going to do that, Pat? How are we going to restore ourselves?
I think the first thing everybody listening to this, you all got to get with this idea. This is where you start, because if you're not going to start here, then everything else we're about to talk about is going to probably, like my mama used to say, goes in one ear and out the other, because it's hard to really hear it. And the first thing you have to do is you have to be willing without a doubt, the strength of your conviction and commitment to invest time and energy and money, if you need to, in yourself, That has got to be as clear as day in your consciousness. And I'm not talking $1 million, or I'm not talking like 5 or 20 days out of the month. See, just the idea of being all in, like that poker game, like that Texas Hold'em poker game, when you're all in and you watch people play, like in the James Bond movies, and they got the money, he doesn't go like all in, but let me hold back this chip, right? They take the bundle and they push it into the table. And that is the strength of conviction. Now, I'm not, please don't, this is a metaphor. Don't go out gambling. But it's a metaphor, right? It's all in. My friend is a lumber person. When he hands me the chainsaw to take down a beetle-infested tree, we spend 10 minutes listening to him every time. I don't care what it is. But he will not cut down any of my trees. I had to learn this. Like the beetles are eating these trees, the birch trees. They're just dying. And when he hands me that chainsaw, 10 minutes. Do not take this chainsaw unless you're going to fully commit. Do not keep that chainsaw going. When you hit that tree with the chainsaw, I don't care how many bugs come out of that tree, do not do that. And when you commit to carving in that tree, like your little slice on both sides, you must commit to that. Do not stall the chainsaw. And whatever you do, don't get the chainsaw stuck in the tree. 10 minutes every time. Because he
your
knows.
Little safety talk.
Well, think about it. He's saying, if you don't commit to this, the kickback that happens from that, you'll get hurt. See, and it's a silly metaphor, but I could just hear him when you were talking about this, Sharon. I could just hear him. What he's saying is, whenever we're not willing to fully commit and invest in ourselves,
something goes
iota,
wrong, or the
any
job
iota
is
of doubt,
fast.
iota of doubt will dismiss all of that great energy. That's the step. That's me. That's the first thing. I want everybody in 2022. It's all about you. You have got to be all in. I don't care if it's going to get your nails done. See, you don't have to cut out, right? What do you think, Sharon?
I think you're absolutely right, because if you can't shake that belief, that limiting belief, subconscious, you may not know it consciously, that you don't deserve it, that you're not worth it, then that energy, whatever you do, is going to be like you poked a hole in your bucket. You poured water in, but it just went out the hole you poked. You have to have a sturdy bucket, and that's your energy field. Those are your boundaries. And that even means being willing to face cutting loose a person who sapped you of your energy. We all have those all around us. And you can be kind and you can be compassionate, but you do not have to give them all your water in your bucket. So, but yes, I totally agree. You can't go into this half-baked, because
Great
it
term.
won't work. It won't work.
Great term. Tell me what you think about perspective. You know, how do we gift ourselves? How do we gift our body? How do we gift our mind? How do we do it? Because you and I are talking about how do we do this from an outer world. We talk many shows about how do you do it in getting centered on the inner world. We talk about that a lot. Today's show, though, is about talking about tuning up our priorities, tuning into our priorities, and turning out to use our priorities to bring something material in our world. And the reason I want to ask you about this is because it is a matter of perspective. You know, one of my friends emailed me something astrologically about one of the signs, and I emailed them back. And I said, yeah, I hear that that's going on, but wait a minute. If you're going to focus on one planet and what it's doing, how about focusing on Mercury for a minute? How about looking at, if you're going to look at the energy, right, of astrology. And how about looking at this Mercury and what Mercury in Capricorn says? Mercury in Capricorn presents itself with some of the most abundant money opportunities that we've heard about in a long time. Plan your career for 2022. I'm not kidding. But you see, the email I got, Sharon, wasn't about Mercury. It was about some other gloom and doom thing. And I got to tell you, choose your perspectives carefully. How do you help people do that?
I'm going to just share a story with you. So when I'm traveling to Mexico, when I go with my sister next in line. There's 5 of us. And she is one incredible manifester. And by that, I mean the ability to use the power of her thought to create her reality. She may not use that language. She probably thinks I'm a little too out there. But I said to her, I said, how do you keep that thought? She won't allow herself to say any negative thought. She won't allow herself to have it. She says she wakes up in the morning and she puts in her mind a blank canvas in front of her and she paints how she wants her day to go in her mind. And she paints a sun because she wants the day to be good. And when I was younger, I used to think she was not in reality at all. And we had an unbelievably dysfunctional family. And she's sitting there talking about all the good times we had when we were kids. I'm thinking, what planet were you on? Because all I could see is I was hypervigilant, watching for every time my mom went wacko or my dad got angry. And here she is, I'm thinking she's la-la. But you know, that perspective is valuable, and I'm learning it from her. If you choose the way you see it and the way you think about it, and then the way you act on it, your reality is completely different and better. So yes, choose your perspective. Yeah. So back to giving to yourself. It doesn't have to cost money, but it should be something that you're mindful of, because you want your essence and your awareness to receive it, because you are in effect telling yourself that you are valuable enough to spend energy on, or money, or time, or something beautiful, and that you are valuable enough to warrant repletion. And if we can't feel valuable enough for that, wow.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me give you an example. Linda said to me, are you looking forward to coming? Because most of the days, it's going to be about supporting family. We lost a family member. Mm-hmm. So someone might think, why would you come here when you may be sitting alone in my house while we're going through paperwork? And my answer was, sometimes you just want to be around the person you love most in your life, the best friend you've ever had. You know, the person that you're going to watch burn the pork chops, the house is going to smoke. I said, sometimes it's just that gift. And I said, that's the gift you're giving me by letting me come at this very busy time. This morning, I gave myself the gift of taking my shoes off. I don't know why I did this, Sharon, but look, you're a shaman, and this is what you can relate to. I took my shoes off, and it is wet here, and I put my bare feet and walked up and down my backyard in gratitude for that. My energy shifted.
So let me tell you a story about, there's many energetics about that. First of all, the deep connection, skin to earth connection when you walk on the ground is a very powerful restoration of your energy field, because there is energy that we can tap into. We are literally co-evolving and co-creating with the earth. Our molecules are components of the earth. We are literally components of the earth for billions of years, as well as from stardust, literally those molecules. So that's a restoration. But it's interesting because, and I'll just take you to the story of, you've seen Native Americans and even the Bushmen in Africa and other indigenous cultures when they dance.
Yep.
The footfall on the earth is communication to the beings that live in the earth, the elementals. And they are beings that help us co-create. And that footfall is communication and connection. So you were actually doing something very shamanically powerful and may not have totally understood it.
I didn't.
But it worked.
Cost me nothing.
Yep.
But wiping my feet off.
Yep.
Shifted
everything.
Beyond everything. See, I don't even know how to talk about it. And you're right. You know, I have worked with my friends, Monica, Indigenous. We have created vision questing for young people, 9 months. We've done that work. And yet it took me today to realize the power of this one thing she taught me. And when I go back east, I had asked, can we get up in the morning and walk? Like little Sadie's got to be walked. But because I remember the power of waking up and singing the morning song and praising the sunrise.
Mm-hmm. So let's
want
talk
that
energetics.
Yeah.
Yes,
don't we want that?
And it's free. It might cost you time or awareness.
Like minutes.
But when you're aligning yourself, your energy field, connecting to the earth, connecting to the sky, there is I see it as a golden cable. There is literally an energetic connection that feeds you. And when it feeds you, it allows you to download, I'll use my lingo, download the voices when spirit gives you intuition. And then you've got your ideas of how to move forward. You got your answers on what to do about the boss that you really don't like. You've got your answers about should you buy this apartment or not? Should you move? All of those things, when you are in that connection, the answers come to you and you can hear the voices. So those are gifts, and those are important gifts to give to yourself. So what's free? You go to the park, you go outdoors in nature. I'm never going to stop telling you how important nature is. That's all free. And the energetic potential, lie with your belly on the earth and imagine your umbilical cord connecting to the deep iron core of the earth.
Oh,
You will feel those energetics. Yeah, I know I can see it on your face.
That was given to me, my first vision quest in 1997. And I never thought I'd use it. And then I got lost in the desert. And the instruction was you need to literally strip down naked and lay down. And what you just described, it is so, you can feel that umbilical cord wrapping itself around the energy and the molecules in the sand. And for me, it saved my life because it called in a turkey vulture. And all I could feel was the shadow of it. And the turkey vulture guided me back to my camp. Now, that may sound woo-woo for people. That was real for me. So when you started to talk about that, I was brought back to that very moment. I could feel it again. Anybody can do it. what you and I are talking about is taking that step to commit unwavering strength of your conviction, to give yourself that or something else, or even get your nails done. Whatever that is that you're saying to yourself, I don't deserve it. I'd rather give it to ... Because if we're not going to put on that oxygen mask, we need that.
So I just traveled on an international flight. So you just gave me another metaphor. True on the flight. You put on your oxygen mask before you help the person next to you with theirs. I mean, and how many times have we told, how many of us have mothers who went overboard caretaking our fathers? Overboard to the point of their exhaustion. They're never having their own opinion. They're never having their own dreams fulfilled. Hopefully younger generations have that better than we did in our generation. But you can't feed anyone else if you yourself are broken and depleted.
Nope.
And why does it matter? Why does it matter to have a greater sense of ourselves or be more empowered and rejuvenated going forward? Because these times, these evolutionary times, these tumultuous times, planets shifting, upheavals, institutions going haywire, nothing that we knew about is working right. Nothing is, it's like you think, it's like the Tower card in the tarot. It's probably all coming down. But out of that comes the ability for each of us in our own little microcosm to shine our inner light brightly. And don't we want a world where we're all on high power? Do we really want to walk into a place where people's lights are running at 10%? I want to walk into a room where the chandelier lights up with 150, 10,000 watts or 10,000 lumens of the people around me. I want to have a world where each person, when they're contributing, beams and changes what's around them. And those of us listening to the shows that are on TTR, you care about this stuff. I know you do.
Yeah.
So we need to do that. If we can rejuvenate, restore, replace, replete ourselves, we can go out there and change the world. And that's what it's all about, especially nowadays.
And what you're tapping into too is the beginning part. I know you and I are going to do more shows, especially on the other show you do on Maximum Medicine Radio. And especially as we move forward, some of the things you're going to share on social media are about helping people now that they've gone past that first step to really put these possibilities in action. Maybe it's the book that you've been wanting to write, right? That you don't think you're worth writing, that nobody's going to listen. Maybe you don't have a radio show or a podcast and you're thinking, why bother? You see, that is the ego. That is that dark side, that shadow side trying to hold us back. But you see, every idea we conceive, we can achieve. Every idea. And, Einstein said it better than anybody. I think he was from Jupiter.
I think he was from another planet.
He's another planet. Imagine 2022 is the year about you. It's about you imagining your heart's desire and having them come to you. But isn't that what you're bringing forward, Sharon? Isn't that what you're putting in your book? Isn't this the invitation to really call people forward? Even it's a baby step. I can't tell you how many times in my life I've taken 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. But I keep stepping forward. Isn't that what you're talking about?
Or you stray a little off the path and you go, wait, where am I? And then you get back on.
A little, just a little, you think? Oh my God, don't even go there. That should be a whole nother show.
Getting our inner homing pigeon activated. Come back to roost.
Yeah. Are you excited about 2022? Tell me your perspective. I know we've got a few minutes left. People don't know how busy you've been and really sharing this message, and of course, putting pen to paper in the book. What excites you most when you're looking ahead?
So what excites me has to come a little bit with the backstory. Being a physician in the past 2 years has been absolutely horrible. From the fear, the anxiety, watching even young people go under from the virus, watching the fracturing of our society over the virus, and all of this stuff. And so it has brought to me that external push to really go more inward. And so I've spent at least probably a year now writing my book called Maximum Medicine. And it's about techniques for each of us to begin to heal ourselves. And that's what I'm excited about, because I've tapped into, I think, the new frontier. Yes, energy medicine is a new frontier from medical point of view. But even more powerful than that, because the underpinnings of doing energy medicine is the power of our thoughts. And there are some pioneers, Joe Dispenza, Dawson Church, Wayne Dyer wrote about it before he died. That ability to manifest, I think we as humans have an untapped potential. And that's what, for me, 2022 is going to be about, learning that and really bringing that in.
Yeah, I love it. I'm excited, as we move forward together in 2022, and you share bits and pieces, as you will, from this fabulous book you're writing. We'll be sharing, we'll be posting some of the insights, some of the beautiful approaches that you've taken and are willing to share with people. And of course, people will be able to learn this from you if they work with you as well. So let's not forget that. What is the best way for people to get a hold of you? And also, you have a phone number that they can reach and get.
Okay, I don't always know the phone number, so let me just see.
Oh, I think I have it.
Do you?
I probably have it.
I think I have it right here.
All right.
833
Yep.
940 1882.